What's up guys, Ghost here. So you may have heard by now that McCree and Widowmaker have both received nerfs, and we'll get to Widowmaker in a few minutes here. But starting with McCree, if you haven't heard, his Fan the Hammer damage has been brought down from 70 per shot to 45, which is a pretty huge decrease, definitely way more than I expected. So what I want to discuss is how this impacts certain heroes when facing off against McCree, and of course if you're playing as McCree himself, and which heroes will be giving you more trouble than they would have before the nerf. So the new Fan the Hammer does 270 damage or 240 against armor, meaning McCree's double Fan the Hammer combo will do 540 or 480 against armor. Now obviously this won't make a huge difference against lower health heroes that McCree is supposed to dispose of pretty handily, so that goes for most of the offense guys, Soldier, Genji, Tracer, Pharah, and of course all the support heroes. They all have 200 health or less, and therefore can easily be killed with a single Fan the Hammer. However, Reaper is going to be a bit of a handful to deal with now, since he has 250 health, and he is in essence one of those flanking characters that McCree is supposed to be good at taking down. Since Fan the Hammer does 270 damage, that means if you miss a single shot against Reaper, you won't kill him and he will easily be able to Wraith Form away from you and heal up on a med pack. So next up we have Mei and Bastion. Now of course McCree isn't really designed to take out characters like Mei and Bastion specifically, and more often than not, you'll want to keep your distance from these guys for fear of being frozen or shot to pieces, but I thought they were worth mentioning nonetheless. You'll have more difficulty taking out Mei now for a similar reason as Reaper, since she also has 250 health, and once again if you miss a shot, she can just cryo freeze and heal up. Not to mention that if you get close enough to actually land all 6 shots, she's probably going to wreck you anyway. Now Bastion has 300 health and 100 of that is armor, so that will mitigate the first 3 shots of Fan the Hammer, bringing the overall damage of the first Fan the Hammer down to 255. So once again, another character you can no longer kill with a single fan. Now obviously the primary reason for this nerf was to reduce McCree's close range effectiveness against tanks, but can he still be viable at all, and should you ever engage tanks up close? So firstly let's look at Roadhog. A double Fan the Hammer combo will do 540 damage, and Roadhog has 600 health. So even if you hit him with a flashbang for the extra 25, you still won't actually kill him. He can pretty much just heal up and laugh in your face, and then hook and one-shot you. So do not engage Roadhog up close, that is a bad idea. Now when it comes to Winston, you can actually still take him down. He's not particularly dangerous due to low damage output, and a double Fan the Hammer combo hits of 540 damage, and is therefore just enough to take out his 500 health. Just make sure that you don't miss any shots. Now Zarya you want to stay away from. She only has 400 hit points, but a single fan won't kill her anymore like it used to, and she'll likely stick her barrier on between shots to absorb an additional 200 damage and charge her weapon, so she essentially has a total of 600 hit points with her barrier. Reinhardt you can just about kill with a double Fan the Hammer. After the armor mitigation you'll do 515 damage, 15 more than Reinhardt has to play with, but it's still an extremely risky move when you consider that he has a shield to block damage, and you could also miss a shot or two, therefore not taking him out. Now D.Va is a big no-no. She has so much armor it'll bring your double Fan the Hammer damage down to 490, which isn't even enough to bring down her mech, and then she has defense matrix to play with on top of that, so stay well away from her. Now the good side for all McCree players is that his left click single shot damage still does 70, and it of course has the ability to headshot for double damage, which makes it a much more lucrative option at medium ranges instead of just spamming wildly with Fan the Hammer. Of course in a pinch you can also work a few single shots into your Fan the Hammer combos in order to crank out a few extra points of damage against opponents. I would even wager that taking down Tracer is easier done now by simply flashbanging her and shooting her once in the head. This will also leave you with 5 rounds to play with. Additionally, the recovery time on Fan the Hammer has been reduced from 0.75 seconds to 0.3 seconds, meaning you'll be able to reload after fanning almost half a second earlier. This change won't really make a difference to the combat roll Fan the Hammer combo, but it will do when you need to reload quickly to finish off an enemy with a single shot or two. So that's about it for McCree, and next up we have Widowmaker. So long story short, her body shots now do 120 damage down from 150, and her headshot damage remains the same as it was before at 300. The primary reason this was done was to stop her one-shotting characters in the body with poor mobility and hit points like Zenyatta. However, she's still going to do 120 damage with a fully charged shot, and a follow-up shot on Zenyatta for 30 damage isn't exactly hard to pull off since she can just spam her rifle at a low charge. It is nice that Zenyatta can now poke his head out without fear of being insta-gibbed, but you'll still have to be wary of enemy widows. This also now means that Widowmaker can no longer one-shot Torbjorn's level 1 turrets, which also have 150 health. I'm not sure if this was inadvertent or not, since I know Blizzard do a lot of internal testing, but I think this is actually a bad side of this nerf, despite the fact that I agree with the nerf overall, since snipers are one of the best ways to dispose of enemy turrets. Widowmaker's ultimate cost has also been increased by 10%, and rightly so, since wallhacks are kinda OP, and players must now wait for the unscoping animation to completely finish before scoping in again. So previously players could constantly unscope and rescope to charge the weapon a little faster, and it looks like that form of quick scoping will no longer be possible. Finally, we have a fix for Mercy. She will no longer gain ultimate charge off of allies who are attacking an ice wall or barrier. So happy about that one, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Mercy has Resurrect on standby 24/7, man. So hopefully that was part of the reason behind it. So there you have it, guys. On the whole, good balance changes here from Blizzard. I don't think there is anything that I disagree with here, and I'm thrilled that they've gotten these changes out so early after the game's release. That really shows promise for the community. As for the console version patches, I'm sure they're working on getting those out too, and they're just around the corner. It just usually takes a little more time due to having to work through Sony and Microsoft. Now, I'd love to hear what you guys think about these changes down below. Are you jumping for joy and pulling your Zenyatta out of the closet, or are you shutting McCree in the closet and throwing away the key? Either way, let me know down below. As always, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.